Welcome to Peace Under Pressure. I'm your host, Richard Hutton, founder here at CrossFit Fiend. For the past 15 years, I've been coaching people through fitness as a personal trainer, helping with their mindset and just life in general. For the past 6 years, I've built a gym where I've helped hundreds of people lose weight, build confidence, and take back control of their lives. And here on this podcast, I share some of the main lessons I've learned. One of them is the pressure of life isn't the problem. Life is always going to life. It's always going to be hard. The difference is who you become while you're under the pressure. This podcast is about learning how to stay grounded when things speed up, how to think clearly when life gets heavy, and how to build a version of yourself that doesn't break under pressure. Because when you learn to keep your peace in the middle of that, that's when your life actually starts to change. In this episode, we're going to talk about becoming the person you want to become. We all say we want to change. We want a better body. We want a better mindset. We all just want a better life if we break it down. But if that's true, then why don't we? Why don't we just change? I don't think it's because of lack of knowledge or opportunity, willpower, or wanting to. No, to me, what I've seen over the years is it's more of our ego protecting our comfort, protecting our reputation, protecting our manliness, protecting our image. We're not stuck because we can't change. Anybody can change. I believe anybody can be what they want to be. We're stuck because our ego doesn't want us to start over and take that hit. For whatever reasons, for fear of looking dumb, for fear of feeling behind, for just sucking, just being bad at something. Ego takes a hit when we're not good at things. If you really want to be good at something, though, I would argue that you're going to have to be bad at it at first. If you're going to want to know a lot about it, you're going to have to take those lessons, also some people call failures, and learn a lot. One thing about change is it comes with sacrifice. Usually that sacrifice is comfort. So is it comfort versus growth? I'd say yes. Let me tell you about when this actually hit me recently. All of 2025, I set this huge goal. I had envisioned this person I want to be in 2024, and now 2025 was just about studying to be that person. That person that helped people beyond fitness, had the fitness part down, 15 years in it. That person who helped people with their stress, with their relationships, with their finances, with just the pressure of being a human, a family member, and help them get clarity. In 2026, there was this small shift that I didn't catch on real quick. People started coming to me, started having real conversations about real problems, not fitness. We had a member going through a huge legal thing and just wanted to know that CrossFit was going to be there if they made it through. That was an awesome talk. It was scary, and looking back, I don't think I did as good as I should have. Next, I had someone who was rethinking CrossFit as their fitness in general, and we decided that it wasn't. Helped them, sit with them, talked with them. You know how hard it was to tell someone that what I do isn't the best thing for them? But I did it. Another friend I had dealing with all these family issues and work issues and life just stressing them out. We all know family's crazy, so being there for them. Another dealing with work stress, recently became a business owner, and how do you deal with it? And I was there for all these people. So every day I journal, I reflect, I meditate, and it was in this meditation after that last one that I realized something had shifted. And I was that person. Until then, I never seen myself as that person. I was just studying to be that person one day. So, I come to realize I wasn't becoming that person at all. I was that person. I just sucked at it. I wasn't very good. So I didn't want to admit that I was that person. But I was available. I cared. I showed up. I just didn't trust that I was that. That's crazy. But here I am. And then, once I accepted that, I started getting better almost instantly, because I realized that I just need to listen more, just need to be there, just need to show up. This is where people get it completely backwards, even me. They want to be great from the start. They don't want to go through those pains of learning or sucking or taking that ego hit. Your people, we still think that first we got to develop the skills and then we get the identity. When in reality, you become that person to get the skills. Let's use the iPhone instead of CrossFit. The first iPhone, no app store, no front camera, a terrible battery, couldn't multitask worth a crap, slow, terrible internet, no iCloud, no ecosystem, couldn't do probably 80% of what the iPhone does now. My iPhone now, I can run my whole company on it. But was that iPhone 1 still an iPhone? Absolutely. It wasn't where it was gonna be. It still isn't. It's still getting better. But it was working towards that. It had to go through failures at Apple. Guarantee you those teams had more failed ideas than ones that hit. And that's you. I want you to understand that is you. You're not finished. You're never gonna be finished. You're always growing. You're just early, unless you haven't decided to change. And if you have, and you see this person, maybe you are the person you want to be. But if you're seeing this different person, it's okay. Suck at it. If you do what that person does, though, you are that person. We are our habits. If you are acting like that person, you are it, even though you may suck. You're not becoming it. You're building it, brick by brick, day by day. And I see this, too, every day in the gym. CrossFitters, new people, like, I got to get in shape to do CrossFit. Like, you don't go to the doctor before you get sick. Like, you got to come to CrossFit to get in shape. And then I hear things like, well, even after they join, like, I had to scale, or I'm not really a CrossFitter yet because I can't do a muscle up, or I'm not fit enough. Like, so are you showing up 2 to 6 days a week? Do you have a plan for your nutrition, and are you sticking to it? Do you care about what you eat? Do you at least try for recovery, sleeping enough, stretching? Are you posting your scores? And the biggest one to be a CrossFitter, are you constantly talking about CrossFit? If you are, then you're a CrossFitter. You're an athlete. You might not be a good one, but you are one. So if your friends are tired of hearing about your workouts, you're an athlete. If you've Googled what is creatine more than once, you're an athlete. People don't call themselves athletes, but they train like one every day in my gym. They eat like one, they recover like one, they live like one, but they don't believe they're athletes. If you think about that, that's crazy. You might not be a great athlete, but you're an athlete. You might not even be a good one. You might just be the worst one. Doesn't mean you're not one. But with that identity, and you will be able to do the things that an athlete does. And that is going to let you become a better athlete faster than trying to, like, I don't even know, trying to, not accept it. I've done the same thing with my business. 2020, we took over. CrossFit Fiend started. I was running payroll. I was paying bills. I was leading a team. It was a small team. I was making decisions. I was putting out fires daily, solving problems, writing workouts, everything a gym owner does. But I didn't see myself as a owner. And I think that was my ego. It was the fear of, what if CrossFit Fiend doesn't make it? What if I fail and I can't pay my staff? All this fear was my ego just telling me, you're not a business owner, so why are you even trying? But I was paying payroll. I was doing all these things that a business owner does. And once I had that shift of, I'm a business owner, my standards changed. I now had to live up to that. Before, I just had all the responsibility and none of the cool stuff, like saying I'm a business owner, setting my own hours. Because I didn't accept that identity, I was making it harder to run a business. But once I did accept it, CrossFit Fiend started to take off, because now my standards were high. I wanted to deliver a product. I wanted to be the best CrossFit. I was taking ownership of everything I did, whether that be at work or at home. I was a business owner. A business owner owns a business, and he wants that business to grow. So how do you actually start to believe this? I think you can't look to tomorrow. We got to look more than 30 days ahead, looking more like 10 years. Who is that person 10 years from now? Because in 10 years, they're going to be great at it. But how do they think 10 years from now? How do they talk? How do they respond when things don't go their way? How do they treat people? Do they work out? Are they calm? Do they make their bed every morning? How do they walk? How do they listen? All these habits that a person does is what makes them them. So you don't try to become them someday. You see them, who they will be someday, how good they will be at it someday, and then you act like them today. And you do the things. And you will suck at it. That's expected. You're a beginner. You are going to suck. But with failure, you will learn. So in essence, you don't believe first, you act and build belief through daily habits. And once you believe, the game changes. So the real question now becomes, what are you actually afraid of? Because I bet deep down it's not failure. We think it's failure, but they say the only fear itself, or fear is fear itself. So failure, you've failed before and you make it. I think it's more of being new, being uncomfortable, looking dumb, looking like you don't know what you're doing, feeling behind, feeling like you're too old to change, starting over. It's scary. Being uncomfortable. It's scary. With CrossFit, you can learn to be comfortable being uncomfortable because you get that in workouts. The thing about failure is failure has killed more dreams, or the fear of failure has killed more dreams than waking up ever will. So, it's okay to be afraid. You're afraid for a reason. You're starting something new. You're purposely going into uncharted territory. And that's scary. But I hope that you can understand that it's okay to suck. It's okay to be new. It's okay to not be great. Let's take babies, for instance. Whenever they're learning to walk, they see you walking, they know they can walk. They don't get it right their first time. They don't get it right their first 20 times. They fall forward, they fall backwards, they fall sideways. They adjust, they learn. And that's how they get really good at walking. They go through all these things and they learn exactly what not to do. And they adjust. They don't fall and say, I can't walk. Everybody else can, but this isn't for me. They keep at it. They learn. They don't fail. They adjust. You're going to learn things so much faster if you will fail quickly. Fail, learn, adapt, try again. You're always going to remember that struggle. And those struggles, usually, when we look back, those are the good old days because they're blessings. That is our path to become great. We never know we're in the good old days until we look back. And that's crazy because we're always in the good old days. You can choose to see that now with your daily actions. If you look without your ego and say, I'm trying, I'm showing up. And what does that actually look like? It's a daily choice. Keep it simple. Not forever, just today. Make your bed today. Work out today. Eat right today. Do the hard thing today. Study. Get uncomfortable today. Don't worry about tomorrow. Be that person today. It's a daily choice, not a lifetime burden. Another thing that matters is your environment. If you want to eat better, having junk food all over your counter isn't going to help that. If you want to grow, being around 5 people who are holding you to that is going to help. A community is always going to help things be better if you have the right one. Everything's hard alone. With a community, it's easier. You have accountability, coaching, structure, standards. Being around people with the same mindset changes everything. If you can get around people who are trying to grow themselves, who are going through that struggle and staying positive through it and understanding that it's part of the process, then you're going to accept that a lot more. So here's the truth. You're not waiting to become that person. You're deciding to be that person. Right now, here, today, decide. And then just prove it every day with your actions, with your habits. Show up as that person. You're gonna fail, you're gonna slip, but get back on it. Awareness. Oh, I didn't want to do it. That was an old habit. Let me be aware of that. Why did I do it? How can I get better? How can I be this person? But just because you're not doing good at that new person doesn't mean you're not that person. Start seeing that person, then simply just suck at it for a while. Suck until you're good, but keep going. That person is who you want to be. So that's worth a few hours, days, weeks, months of taking an ego hit and sucking. I hope this message helped. I love you guys. Stay rad.